Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price has seen a harsh rejection along this exact 50-day EMA. If you saw my Bitcoin update video that I uploaded yesterday on the channel right here, I warned you guys that this bullish divergence was wearing off and we are potentially due for some bearish price action very soon. And so in just a moment, I'll be getting into my next Bitcoin price targets, my Bitcoin strategy, and later in the video, I'll also be covering huge Bitcoin news today. So definitely make sure you're watching all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on all of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more update videos just like this one every single day. And I just want to quickly say thank you so much to all 70,000 of you that have subscribed so far. We just crossed over that 70,000 subscriber milestone, and honestly, I can't thank you guys enough. I really do appreciate every single one of you. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart here on the 2-hour time frame. And yeah, just quickly recapping yesterday's video. Towards the end of the video, of course, I was letting you guys know that we previously had this bullish divergence form in the chart. So at that stage there, we were expecting a bounce to the upside, or at least some sideways price action. Basically, when the Bitcoin price was bottoming out around here, I was letting you guys know that we're very likely to reduce the selling pressure here in the immediate short term. But once again, just right here, I was letting you guys know yesterday here on the channel that this bullish divergence was wearing off because we were getting close to a bearish cross here in the 2-hour MACD. And of course, we have now seen that bearish cross in the 2-hour MACD, and the fact that we were testing some huge resistance at around that exact same level as well. All of those different reasons that I discussed yesterday on the channel gave us this bearish signal. Zooming out on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart and bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from this high at around 53,000 all the way down to this low at around 39,500 US dollars. As you can see just here, we pretty much got almost an exact rejection along the 38.2% Fibonacci level. And once again, that is also something that I was discussing yesterday here on the channel. But what's very interesting about these Fibonacci levels here is when you're bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from this high at around 48.7K down to this low at around, once again, 39,500 US dollars, what you have now is the golden pocket, the most important Fibonacci level, coming in at pretty much this exact rejection point right here at around 45.1K. And so it was actually perfectly normal for us to see a harsh rejection from that level just there, because taking a look at this previous area on the chart only over the last few weeks, as you can see, bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from this $53,000 high down to that next low at around 42,500 US dollars, what we saw there was also another huge rejection from pretty much the exact golden pocket, which at that time was sitting at around 49,000 US dollars. And now zooming out to the daily Bitcoin charts, just to show that we are clearly in a daily downtrend for the Bitcoin price. And once again, for the subscribers out there, this is nothing new. I've been covering this on the channel. And so obviously when the price is in a short-term downtrend, the movements that we see to the downside are larger than the movements that we see to the upside. So when I'm incorporating that in my Bitcoin strategy, I mostly look for short positions when we're in a downtrend. Obviously, that's not financial advice or anything, but once again, short positions for me at least are clearly more profitable in a downtrend compared to looking for long positions. When we're in a clear uptrend on the daily time frame and we see pullbacks to the downside, those are the opportunities that I see to enter long positions for myself at least. And so right now, the fact that we are in a downtrend, when we actually see a nice bounce to the upside, I see that as a potential opportunity to accumulate a short position. But once again, that is just my trading strategy at the moment for Bitcoin, obviously not financial advice. And in regards to my long-term Bitcoin strategy, that remains unchanged. Right now, I'm simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin as normal and holding that Bitcoin for the long term. That strategy really doesn't change too much. The only changes that I make to my long-term strategy is if we see a major dump in the price, obviously I will increase my long-term dollar cost averaging. But after we see a huge bullish movement in the Bitcoin price, like what we saw in the first half of this year, then perhaps at that stage, I might reduce my dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. And by the way, this red line just here is the 55-week simple moving average. I covered this yesterday here on the channel in more detail. So for the brand new viewers here on the channel that missed my video yesterday, I definitely recommend checking out that video after you finish watching this video, of course, because this level just here is really the last hope for the Bitcoin bulls out there. Right now, it's coming in at around 35,500 US dollars. Obviously, it's increasing to the upside. So by the time we might make it down towards that level, it could be coming in at more like 37, 38,000. And you can clearly see during those lows that we formed back in July, the Bitcoin price found huge amounts of support along this exact moving average. And historically speaking, if you're zooming out throughout Bitcoin's entire entire price history, usually if we see a strong break below the 55-week simple moving average, that usually signals a bear market or at least a lot more bearish price action to come. And once again, that's just going off Bitcoin's entire price history and all of the data that we have in front of us. And once again, if you want me to go more in detail about all of this, definitely check out my Bitcoin update video that I posted yesterday here on the channel. Now, as for some potential price targets, looking at support and resistance here for Bitcoin, first of all, this downwards trending support line is right now coming in at around 38.8k if we have a straight drop to the downside. But obviously, if we take a little bit longer, then it could be coming in at a lower price, more like 38,000. And also coming in at around 38,000 US dollars was this huge low back in the beginning of August. So that has already been confirmed as huge amounts of support as well. And also 38,000 is still above the 55-week simple moving average. So there would probably be a lot of people in the market paying attention to around that sort of range just there. Once again, around 38,000, give or take, because if we can hold that level, that would be amazing to see, because the $38,000 level is the technical price target out of this previous rising wedge pattern that was forming on the chart. Obviously, I've covered this quite a lot on the channel back when it was actually forming and when we initially broke to the downside. And the resemblance between this price action and previous price action towards the beginning of this year is something else that I've covered quite a lot here on the channel. And as you can see, during the first half of this year, when Bitcoin broke to the downside, leading into that crash that we saw during May, that brought the Bitcoin price all the way down to the bottom of the pattern, which at that stage was at roughly around 30,000 US dollars. But right here, this time around, once again, it's at around 38,000 US dollars. So honestly, the most bullish scenario here is simply if we hold 38,000 US dollars. From the bullish perspective, that would be amazing to see. And as for potential lines of resistance to the upside, right now we have this descending line of resistance coming in at roughly around 45,500 US dollars. And of course, bringing out those Fibonacci levels, once again, we have the 38.2% Fibonacci level coming in at around 44.6, 44.7k in around that area just there. Once again, exactly where we found resistance. And also we have the golden pocket up here for Bitcoin coming in at around 48,000 US dollars. So those are all of the important support levels and resistance levels that I am paying attention to right now for Bitcoin. And once again, it's clear that at least the short-term trend is a bearish trend. So that means that the momentum to the downside is clearly stronger than the momentum to the upside. So I wouldn't necessarily be going overly bullish anytime soon, at least while the price is still within this pattern just here. Obviously, I will flip more bullish if we could start getting above some of these important resistance levels, but at this time in the chart, we are simply not seeing that. But something else to note on the daily time frame is, of course, the RSI and the MACD is still trending to the downside, but they are getting closer towards their lows. The RSI is close towards the bottom of the RSI band, and the MACD, once again, is already in this negative territory. So I'll probably give it around 1 to 2 weeks before these price oscillators start bottoming out. And let's just hope for the bullish scenario that when these indicators start bottoming out and heading back to the upside, at that stage, if the price is holding above these levels just here, then once again, that is still bullish for Bitcoin in the longer term. Looking over the next few months, things only start to flip much more bearish once again if we start losing a lot of these important support levels. Now, checking out some major Bitcoin news today. This is actually nearly a day old, but this news broke after I posted my update video yesterday, so I thought I might as well include it in the video today. As you can see here, this is obviously huge. Twitter has enabled tipping with Bitcoin. So straight away, that is an absolutely massive opportunity for mass adoption, because obviously there's hundreds of millions of people using Twitter. So if Bitcoin payments in the form of a tipping service comes to Twitter, then once again, that opens up Bitcoin to hundreds of millions of new people that have not yet been exposed to Bitcoin. So obviously in the longer term, this is bullish for Bitcoin, because the more infrastructure that is built around Bitcoin, the more likely that Bitcoin is here to stay. At this stage, it is very likely that Bitcoin is here to stay due to the amount of infrastructure that's already built around Bitcoin, such as PayPal adding Bitcoin services and huge institutions accumulating Bitcoin like MicroStrategy and Tesla. And that only just scratches the surface of the infrastructure built around Bitcoin. So obviously this adds to all of that infrastructure to help secure Bitcoin's place in the future of finance. And as you can see here, the second part of this news is Twitter also plans to let users authenticate NFTs, which is another bullish sign for NFT holders, because obviously there's that controversy of people just copying and pasting NFTs. So with something like this, some sort of authentication service over on Twitter to prove the rightful owner of an NFT, that basically just ends that entire argument about how you could just copy and paste NFTs. So overall, this news piece is clearly bullish news. It doesn't necessarily have an immediate effect on the price, obviously, but in the longer term, this is a step forward to mass adoption. And now for more Bitcoin news today, what's been just released is apparently China has banned Bitcoin again. I sent out this quick update tweet over on my Twitter, basically saying that China has banned crypto for the second, third, fourth, fifth time. I don't know. I've honestly lost count. Seriously, it was around 7 years ago that China first banned Bitcoin, and pretty much every single year after that, China has banned Bitcoin. So technically, this news is not bullish. It's technically bearish, but with that being said, apparently China has only just now banned Bitcoin. But if you come back next year, you might find that China will ban Bitcoin next year, and maybe in 2023 as well, they might ban Bitcoin again. So obviously, this type of news headline is scary for the complete beginners out there that are only brand new to the markets. But for those of you that have been in the markets for quite a while, this is absolutely nothing new and honestly nothing really to worry about. And obviously, if you want to get extra updates throughout the day, definitely make sure you're following me over on my Twitter, and the link to my Twitter is in the description down below. Be careful of scammer accounts out there, by the way. My only real Twitter account is the one that's linked in the description down below, which is this one just here with around 28,000 followers. But anyway, that's about everything I have to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more videos just like this one. Once again, thank you so much for 70,000 subscribers. That seriously means a lot. And as always, I really do appreciate all of the support in the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. But anyway, that's about everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.